We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Columbia City, Indiana. We are at Columbia City High School, of course, and this is Class 3A Boys Sectional Soccer. It is Homestead taking on Southside in this matchup of two Fort Wayne teams that both won in shootouts in their most recent games. Both Southside and Homestead winning in shootouts. Southside defeated the host Columbia City, and Homestead defeated Huntington North in a shootout, and now here they are tonight, ready to face off for this sectional championship. Our first game, the girls matchup, that was won in a blowout by Dwenger 5-0. We will see what happens here in this boys sectional championship between Homestead and Southside. By the way, that Dwenger win was against Columbia City. They are, of course, the host of this tournament. Let's go ahead and get some word in from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in just 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process, from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has recipes that are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. So it looks like the teams are just about ready to get started. Homestead is out there on the field. The clock right now is down to 0.5. We may have the anthem here. We had the national anthem for the girls' game, although it's probably largely a new crowd for this particular matchup. These teams set to kick off at about 6 o'clock. This Southside team comes in on the season playing very well. They are, as their record, at 9-2 overall, 6-1 in league play, second in the SAC. Nico Lopez is their leading scorer. He's got 7 goals on the season. But there are a couple of other Southside players that aren't too far behind him with 6 goals apiece on the season. Those particular players are Adrian Batista and Ko Dan, who are right behind him in the scoring. And for Homestead, they come in at 8-6-2 on the season. They are independent in the sport of soccer. Of course, they're in the SAC in football and basketball, but in soccer, they are one of the independent teams in Fort Wayne. I believe both they and Carroll are 2 of the independent teams in Fort Wayne. Also, Blackhawk Christian and Canterbury would fit that category as well. Homestead's top scorer on the season is Jaden Venturini. Now, he has scored 4 goals on the season. There are a couple of guys who have scored 3 goals apiece. Noah Smith is one of them. and Luke Shepard is another. Shepard's a senior. Well, the clock is set. Homestead still practicing. We will be right back after just about a minute here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Well, folks, if you're wondering the reason for the delay, one of the officials is still on his way in here, so that's the reason for the delay. The clock is set at 40 minutes to go. Southside, their guys are huddled up, about ready to break huddle. Homestead, their guys are practicing, using the extra time to kick the ball around, I guess. Good way to use your time when you've got a little delay. Of course, you obviously don't want to wear these kids out. They work awful hard during the week. They've played a lot of games this week. At least in some cases, some of these kids have played a whole lot of games this week. Southside has played 2 games this week at the Class 3A sectional tournament. They've played Wayne, who they beat 3-0. They played Columbia City. Again, that one went into a shootout. And now they'll play their 3rd game of this week. Homestead, this is their 2nd game of the week. And their last one, they defeated Huntington North in a shootout. Southside, of course, also won their game in a shootout. And right now they are announcing the starting lineups. We will come back after about a minute for this sectional championship game here on SummitCitySports.com. Back here at Columbia City High School, just about ready for this Sectional 7 Class 3A Boys Sectional Championship. The Homestead Spartans taking on the Southside Archers. If I'm not mistaken, I think all the refs are here. I do see 3 refs here. And again, as I mentioned moments ago, we were waiting not long ago on the final referee to get here for the game to get started. And it looks like we are going to have the national anthem here on SummitCitySports.com. So with that, both teams make their way onto the field for this matchup, Southside versus Homestead, to determine who wins the sectional championship in Sectional 7, Class 3A. Winner of this sectional will move on to Kokomo. Feeder sectionals for that regional will also include DeKalb, Hamilton Southeastern, and McCutcheon. And it's regional time for a number of different sports here in the state of Indiana. I know cross country will have their regional tournaments next week. They had their sectional tournaments today. In fact, we'll have more about the Northrop sectional on SummitCitySports.com coming up tonight. Happen to be there in the morning, and I do know that a few of the teams that placed rather well were Carroll and Concordia. Well, again, we'll have more on that this evening. It looks like it's going to be Homestead to get the opening kick. I believe that's Levi Hallman to put it in play for the Spartans. And we are underway here in Columbia City. Kick down to number 12 for Homestead. That was Yorgos Stavridis. As Homestead controls early on. Again, both these teams won in shootouts. Could have very intriguing finish to this one. Oh, that's nearly a steal, but Homestead keeps control. This ball gets knocked out of bounds, so Homestead will take possession. Get it over to Carson Tanner. Ball is taken away. Tanner comes up with it again. Back over to Stavridis. Homestead works it back on the other side of midfield, and now they get it back across midfield. Send it up the middle for Tanner. Tanner guarded by two defenders, and his shot gets deflected back the other way. A nice move to the inside by Vanstone. Vanstone pushing to the net, and that's deflected. Big stop for Homestead. The ball goes out of bounds. Stop for Southside, I beg your pardon, but Homestead will keep possession on the throw-in. Knocked away by the Southside goalie, and that's going to roll all the way to the sideline. That throw-in will go to Homestead. It's one of the few times where a goalie causes a throw-in. Get it into Stavridis. Deflected up in the air, and that's going to stay in play. Nice little almost bicycle kick there. Might have been Solomon Nino who kicked that up in the air. Over to the near side, perhaps a chance. That ball goes a long way, and it's going to be a rather easy save for Haider Carranza. The Archers get it across midfield. Homestead's there to redirect. But a nice little header there by, that was number 6, Adrian Batista. Now back the other way come the Spartans. They get it into the box. The shot goes too high. Boy, that was a great chance for Caden Cassidy, but he kicked it a little bit too far. So a goal kick coming up for the Archers. No score just yet. That's sent up in the air. Little header. Batista going for the takeaway. Now Batista comes up with it here for Southside. He loses it, though. Redirected back the other way by the Archers. Headed toward the box. It's not going to get into the box. That goes out of bounds, and the throw-in will go to Homestead. Up the field, that ball goes into Southside territory, but it's recovered by number 20, Sarki Ito. And nearly a takeaway there by Kodan. Still going for it. It'll be chased down by Homestead. And now player goes down. It's going to be a free kick for the Spartans. Into the box, a header, and that's going to go out of play. Only question is, who did it go off of? There were white shirts and blue shirts down there. I think they're saying it's a goal kick for Southside. One is headed away by Hayden Hubler and out of bounds. And Southside will take over with the throw-in. Well, backwards header by Dan. They get it across midfield. This is Tanner. Sends it up the field, and that was redirected out of bounds by Southside. Spartans get it in play. Into the box, a shot, and that's too high. That one goes beyond the reach of Joe Hufford. Chased down by Homestead into the south side, into their own zone. They've possessed the ball in the south side zone quite frequently so far. That stays in play, but I think that went off of south side. Spartans will put it in play. This one's knocked out of bounds. That's off south side. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans. That was Alec Betancourt who knocked it out. And whistles blow on the throw-in. I think it's going to be a throw-in back the other way. Nope, another throw-in by Homestead. Knocked away. They send this one up the field. Southside trying to chase it down. That's going to go out of play. Just about 8 minutes into this first half. No score yet. They get the ball in play. It's deflected. Southside comes up with it. They get it across the field. Here's perhaps a chance, but instead this one's going to be scooped up by the goalkeeper. believe Isaac Hallman is the goalkeeper. Spartans send it across midfield. Kind of a knee kick across midfield the other way by Southside. Over to Carson Tanner. Tanner sends it up the field. And that was a near chance, but Southside steals it away as they look to push it down the field. They get it across midfield. Almost taken away. Now Homestead briefly came up with it, and this one's knocked out of bounds. It'll go right back to Homestead. Good hustle there, though, by Kenneth Maldonado. But Homestead will take over. Again, no score so far. They send it right back toward the goalie. Out of bounds, Homestead ball. That one's knocked out from behind. Tanner gets it back to the Spartans. Now back the other way comes Stavridis. He gets it back again. Stavridis right at midfield. Right back across midfield go the Spartans. They get it to Carter Vanstone. Vanstone sends it up the field. Across. And now Southside's got it. They got a breakaway chance, but this is going to be offsides. He was well past the two defenders there. And so right back to the Spartans. Coming up on 29 minutes to go in this game. You get it back to the 20. Of course, this soccer field also used for football here at Columbia City. It's not necessarily the case at every school in the state of Indiana. There are some schools where have separate fields for soccer than for football. Although even this year, Northrop, who used to play soccer on a separate field from their football field, they've begun playing their soccer games at Spooler Stadium. And we get a trip here as Sarki Ito went down there. So a free kick coming up for Southside. I believe that's Eduardo Vasquez to take the kick, and he sends it into the box. Southside has not had a lot of scoring opportunities, not a lot of long possessions. Homestead has had more of those, and now Homestead comes the other way with Noah Smith down the field, and they send it back across the other way. Homestead trying to get it into the box. Battle for the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Spartans. Into the box again, cleared out. But Homestead still with a chance. And they're working back to the outside. The referee is waving his hands in the air and blows the play dead. Well, the officials are going to discuss this to see what might be the case here. Well, one of the officials was just waving his hands back and forth in the near side corner, trying to get the play stopped. We've got 27-24 on the clock, and I don't know if that's an injured player for Southside or if he's just tying his shoe. Probably just tying his shoe. He's back up on his feet. I think that was maybe the trainer that was talking to the ref. Not sure if he had an issue with the glasses or what happened there, but the ref is going to stay in the game. And this, I believe, is going to be a free kick for Homestead. And a very high kick at that, and it goes out of bounds. Header back the other way from Homestead. Homestead has really controlled the possession so far. And do they have a chance here? It's chased down. I think that was Solomon Nino who chased it down. But a throw-in coming up for the Spartans. Redirected back the other way. Here's that's Carson Tanner who had control of the ball. This one headed toward the sidelines. And it's going to go out of bounds. Wise play there by Sarki Hito. Just let it go and get his team a possession. And that goes out of bounds. That went right off the knee of Kenneth Maldonado, and a throw-in for the Spartans. Right back the other way, a header across midfield. Battle for the ball. Back across midfield. That was almost a takeaway for the Archers. That one almost turned out into a takeaway. That was Codan hustling after the ball. Loose ball. Southside almost got the turnover. They get it over to Guevara. Excuse me, that was actually Stavridis. Christian Guevara plays for Southside. Deflected, and this one goes out of bounds. A long kick headed back the other way. It's a chance for Southside, but Homestead has two defenders right there. A shot from long distance and a diving save. Hyder Carranza comes up huge for the Archers. It's the first time either goalie has gotten a save in this one, and Carranza prevents the early goal. Now, does Southside have a chance here? Going after it there was number 7, Nick Lopez. And this is going to be a throw-in for the Archers. Lopez ends up being the only one there near that throw-in, and this one goes out of bounds. But Lopez might have actually been fouled on the play. He's down on the ground. The official will help him to his feet. And both these teams are coming off of shootout wins. There's the throw-in, and Homestead looked like they knocked this one out of bounds. Back to Southside for the throw-in. And this one's knocked out of bounds. That one touched a few people. Alec Betancourt knocked it out. Homestead comes back the other way. Nice move to the inside by Carson Tanner. They send it up the field. Here's a chance for Homestead, but it's knocked away. Southside with some good defense in their own box, and another save there for Hyder Carranza. That one came right at him. Not nearly as easy as the first save he had. It goes past Nino. Little header there by Carranza. Excuse me, that was Vanstone. Carter Vanstone from Homestead. They get it into the box. It's cleared out. Nope, not quite just yet. Ball stays in play. Redirected back across midfield. Does Southside have a chance? Bit of a running start there. I believe that was Lopez, but he has it taken away. And they're going to say that's Southside ball. I thought that went off of Maldonado, but instead it's going to be Southside ball in this case. Almost knocked away. Tanner battling for it. Nino has it taken away. Back the other way come the Spartans. A player gets tripped this time. No whistle. The shot is a goal. And I believe that was Carson Tanner who gets the goal. So Carson Tanner gets the Spartans on the board, the early 1-0 lead. That's one of 3 goals that Tanner has scored in the regular season. Make that one of 4 goals. He scored 3 coming into this game. And not just the regular season, but the postseason as well. Back across midfield. Send it back toward the net. This one shot back across the 40-yard line. Of course, like I said earlier, this soccer field is also the football field here at Columbia City High School. And up until this year, I know Concordia High School had been using their football field for only football, but now the soccer team is playing there as well. Carson Tanner with the takeaway. He had the goal just moments ago. Tanner sends it toward the box. And I believe we had a whistle there, so Homestead's going to get the free kick. Long shot into the box. And that's going to go out of bounds. Will that be a goal kick or a corner? It's going to be a goal kick. A header across midfield. Southside perhaps with a chance, but the goalie comes out of the box. And now Homestead has possession again. They get it into Southside territory. Here's Tanner sending it up the field. That one's deflected. Into the box. The shot saved initially, a diving attempt, and yes, a successful save by Carranza. Had a couple of nice saves in this one. Had a diving save earlier in the game. That second time he just had to stick with it. But right now the lone goal belongs to Carson Tanner, and Homestead has the 1-0 lead. Hufford almost had it knocked away. And that one's deflected, and that's going to be a goal for Southside. Oh my goodness. Dan kicked it away from the goalie and knocked it in. And this game is tied. Perhaps the most unlikely goal you could expect, but Dan and his Southside teammates will take it. They've tied this game at 1 apiece. And both these teams played in shootouts in their most recent matchups. And again, didn't call offsides there. It could have easily been called. But Southside scores and ties the game at 1-1. Here come the Archers back down the field. Looking to grab a little bit of momentum. That ball goes out of bounds. Throw into the Spartans. And a takeaway there by Joe Hufford. And this one goes out of bounds. Well, for Dan, that would be his 7th goal of the season. That would tie him with Nico Lopez, who also has 7. Lopez was the leading scorer coming into this game. And that goes out of bounds. Across. They send it up the field. That ball gets loose in the box. It's knocked away. And Homestead gets it across midfield. There's a chance for Carter Vanstone, but this ball will trickle out of bounds. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a corner or a goal kick. Looks like it might be a corner. And it will indeed be a corner as we come up on 15 minutes to play in this first half. Homestead and Southside tied at 1-1. Into the box, looking for the header. And that's kicked away, and Southside comes up with the ball. They get it up the field looking for Dan, but this ball goes out of bounds. And a throw in for Homestead. That ball's almost taken away. And now it is taken away. Southside comes up with it. That's Dan. Check that. That's not Dan. That was Sarki Hito. And now a whistle is blown and probably a foul going to be called here. Looks like a free kick coming up for the Archers. Nico Lopez to take the kick. And it goes off the head of Joe Hufford. And this ball looks like it's going all the way out of bounds. Now it's out. And a whistle will blow shortly after the throw-in. Looks like it's going to get a foul on Southside. That's going to go out of bounds. Tanner has the ball along the sideline, and that one goes out of bounds. A quick throw in, and Southside wanted a whistle there. It was not blown. Southside does a good job clearing the ball out, though. And they'll clear this one out as well. Over to Stavridis. Into the box, and that's right at Carranza. It's Carson Tanner who scored the lone goal for Homestead. Code Dan has the lone goal for the Southside Archers. Back down the field come the Archers. This ball stays in play, not for long. It's going to be Homestead's ball on the throw-in. They send it up the field, and going for that one is Carter Ansbach. But it's going to be scooped up by Isaac Holman. Spartans get it back across midfield. Betancourt sends it over. A cross and a header out of there. The shot is wide. Carson Tanner almost had his second of the game. Missed it by just a little bit. Free kick coming up for the Archers. And we're going to get a foul here from behind. And Southside is going to take over. High kick into the box, but headed out. A little reaching effort there, but coming up short from Tanner. It's back into the box. And a header by the goalie. Near takeaway there. I think that was Edgar Magana who almost took it away. Back the other way comes Homestead. That's redirected. And this one's going to go out of bounds, it looks like. And it does. It goes to the Homestead bench. 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 The Homestead Archers get the takeaway. This goes off the foot of Vanstone. Venturini sends it into the box for Anspach, and that's knocked away from the box by He2, and this one goes wide of the net. Goal kick coming up for the Archers as we approach 8 minutes to play in this first half. Tied at 1. Homestead got the first goal. Southside answered. Little header there by Guevara. I beg your pardon, that was Stavridis. And back into the box, it's cleared out. Anspach going after it. And it's kept in play by the Spartans. A nice job there by Jaden Venturini to keep it in play. And here's Venturini sending one up the field. Over to Anspach. Anspach pushing. Has a chance. The shot is saved. Carranza comes up with a save. And he's had some impressive ones tonight. What was impressive about that one? Well, you had a guy running at full speed toward the net. And a good hard shot there by Anspach, but Carranza was able to save it. And now we get players tangled up with each other. That's going to be a foul, no doubt, going against Southside. Or is it against Homestead? And apparently it's just a ball out of bounds. The players, I guess, tripped over each other, so nope, it will be a free kick. Right near the end line. Into the box, a chance at the header. Redirect another chance. Coming out to get it was Hallman. Venturini sends it up the field. Tanner comes up with it, finds Venturini across midfield, and that one's taken away, at least for a brief moment. Back to Stavridis. Little backwards pass. Redirected back the other way by the Spartans. Here's Tanner. Check that. That was Vanstone, Carter Vanstone, who had the ball. And this is kicked a long way out of bounds by Southside. A throw-in coming up for the Spartans as we are inside 5 minutes to play. 5:40 shows on the clock. Should say we're inside 6 minutes to play. Spartans get it in play. There's two Southside defenders there. And that's going to be taken away by number 10, Edgar Magana. And Magana gets tripped up on his way down the field. Southside's going to get a free kick. They get it across midfield. A long kick headed back the other way. And they'll head that one right back to Carranza. The header headed towards the box, but nowhere near the goal, and Homestead's going to chase that one down. Venturini comes back down the field. A shot, and that's going to go over the goalpost. Went through the upright, in fact. But that doesn't count for anything in soccer, obviously. And a goal kick coming up for the Archers. We now have 3:55 to play. Little backwards header across midfield. Southside trying to get something going. It was Homestead who got the first goal, then Southside answered. Staying on it the whole way is Sarki Hito. A backwards kick. It's almost taken away by the Archers. They try to get it into the box. And this one is knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Archers. They get it into the box, and that's going to go out of bounds. This is looking like a goal kick for Homestead. Or maybe not. And it looks like this will be another corner kick for the Archers. That one's deflected, sent back up the field. Now a whistle blows, and Homestead's going to take over. Homestead gets it across midfield. This ball's deflected. Back across midfield, redirected to the other side of midfield. Is this one going to stay in play? It is. Back across midfield, Homestead's going to chase it down. Taken away again. Into the box, deflected out of there. That's going to go out of play. Thrown by Ansbach. We are inside the final minute of play. Clock is down to 42 seconds. We may be going into halftime with a 1-1 tie. Our first game here at Columbia City was indeed a blowout, with the Dwenger girls knocking off Columbia City, the host of this sectional. It was 5-0 was the final there, so for Dwenger, they win back-to-back shutouts, one over Garrett and then one over Columbia City. This game's not going to end in a shutout, as Homestead tries to get something going. They've only got 15 seconds on the clock. That's a high kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Clock keeps running in these situations, so Carranza probably not going to be in any kind of hurry. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Southside and Homestead tied at 1-0. Tied at 1-1, I beg your pardon, at halftime. One goal apiece for each team. We'll tell you a little bit more when we come back, even show you some of the goals that have taken place. You are watching high school sectional soccer on SummitCitySports.com.
About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location where people know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think, you know, that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
We are at halftime. Homestead and Southside tied at 1 goal apiece. We'll show you how the goals took place in just a moment. First, we will get in a word from one of our sponsors that allows us to come out and do the many games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you both time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Again, tied at 1. We'll show you how the goals took place here in this particular game. This was the first of the 2 goals. Homestead got on the board first. And it was Carson Tanner who takes the shot from a long distance, just past the diving reach of Carranza, the goalie. And that gave Homestead the early 1-0 lead. But not long after that, Southside was able to answer. And in kind of an unconventional way. And yeah, it looked as though Codan was not offsides actually watching the replay. Ball got in the box before he got past the defender, and Codan deflects it off the foot of the goalie. Or rather, the goalie kicks it to him, and Codan deflects it in. Not the type of goal you're used to seeing at the high school level, but Southside will certainly take it. They're tied with Homestead at 1-1. These two teams won in shootouts in their most recent games. Could we be going to a shootout here? Could it be an overtime game at all? Well, certainly looks as though we might be headed there. We are tied at 1 goal apiece, but we do have 40 more minutes before we decide whether this game goes into overtime or just is played the rest of the 40 minutes. Another word from our sponsor before we go to our next break. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Tied at 1 as we've got about 6.5 minutes before the second half gets underway. We'll be back in just a matter of moments here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
We are tied at 1, just about ready to get the second half underway. One more quick word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team. They specialize in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they are trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in Parkview, in the community, I beg your pardon. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. We are just about ready to get the second half underway. Southside is going to get the opening kick. It was Co Dan who scored the game-tying goal for the Archers, but it was Carson Tanner. It was Carson Tanner who got Homestead on the board. 1-0 was the lead at that point. Winner of this sectional goes on to Kokomo for regionals. And that might not be invoking any memories of any Beach Boys songs, because I remember going to Kokomo a couple of years ago for soccer, and that particular day it was pretty cold. I don't think the Beach Boys would have been singing about the kind of weather that was going on there. There was snow flying from the air and chilly temperatures. And we are underway for the second half, though. And a couple of guys get tangled up, and that's going to be a whistle. And this foul's going to go against Southside. It's going to go back the other way. Looked like Southside might have an early chance there. Homestead really did a good job possessing the ball in south side zone, creating some opportunities for themselves. Only got 1 goal out of that, but they did a good job getting into the south side zone. Send the cross over to the near side to Luke Shepard. Shepard sends it down the field. Spartans looking for a chance. They may have one. Little backwards pass to Betancourt. Betancourt gives it back up. Back to the outside. Now another whistle blows. Into the box. This one's going to go out of play. And a free kick coming up for the Archers. Header across midfield. And another header. That's taken away by Homestead. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Homestead. It was Joe Hufford who got the takeaway. The ball stays in play. A header away from the box, headed back toward the box. And that's redirected by the Archers. And back across midfield. That one goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans. Chased down, meanwhile, by Ansbach, and a chance perhaps for Southside, but that shot goes wide of the net. Southside trying to take their first lead of the game. And new soccer balls come in from either side of the field. And in the net, that's actually August Vandentop. And Vandentop is going to send this one out. They got to clear that other ball off the field first. And whistles will blow. I don't think the second soccer ball had gone all the way off the field yet. That might be the reason they're having them re-kick. So yeah, Vandentop will kick it again. Homestead coming back the other way. A cross. Cleared out of there, and that was a chance for Homestead, but now a takeaway by the Southside Archers. And this one is sent back across midfield. One goes off of Lopez, and this will be offsides. That one goes off the head of the defender. Battle for the ball. Who wants it? Back across midfield. Kodan going after it. And now is Homestead going to create something? They come back the other way. Archers get it across midfield. Maldonado went down. And a takeaway there by Hufford. And a header that goes out of bounds. Throw in for Homestead. Downfield kick into the box, and this one is about to go out of bounds, it looks like, and it does. It's going to be a goal kick for the Archers. Hyder Carranza will send it away. And check that, it's not going to be Carranza. Close to midfield, but it's kicked the other way. Tanner almost had the takeaway there. Now he goes for the takeaway again, and he's going to be called for the foul this time. Cut the kid down from underneath, and it'll be a free kick for Southside. And they waste no time getting it back in play. Maldonado sends it over to Dan. Check that. There's Dan, and now he's got a beat on it. Can he get past the defender? He and the goalie collide, and Vandentop is going to clear it out of there. Code Dan thought he had another scoring chance. He scored the only Southside goal of the game so far, and that was another one that he and the goalie both went for, only that time Vandertop kicked it right to him. And he kicked it out. Now a couple players get tangled up. We get a whistle here. It's going to be a free kick for Homestead. And now a couple other players get tangled up. This one close to the box. It's going to be a free kick for Southside. Well, things getting a little bit chippy here in the second half at Columbia City High School. Across midfield, past Tanner. Let's kick back the other way and kept in play. I believe that's Dan. Nope, check that. That's not Dan. I think that might be Lopez. He goes down just outside the box. Nope, wasn't Lopez. There's Lopez right there walking towards him. And this is looking like a free kick for Southside the way he went down. So we are just about 8 minutes into the second half, rather. 32 minutes and counting. And I do believe this is Lopez to take the kick. A shot. It's a goal. Nico Lopez on the free kick, and Southside takes the lead. And Lopez doing some celebrating right in front of the fans. That was his 8th goal of the season. Lopez came in as the leading scorer for Southside this year, and he is in that spot once again. After that goal he just scored. Codan tied him for the lead in scoring with his goal earlier today. But now Nico Lopez not only becomes the leading scorer, he gives Southside the lead 2-1. Winner of this game moves on to regionals, which will take place at Kokomo. And don't expect to hear any Beach Boys music. Then again, you might hear some Beach Boys music in Kokomo between during stoppages in play. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody requests some Beach Boys music at that particular tournament. Maybe even request the specific song Kokomo, and this one's redirected out of bounds. This ball goes out of bounds, and was that Maldonado who went down? Either way, he's back up. And Vandentop will kick this one away. Cleared out of the box by Homestead. Battle for the ball, and I think that might have been Lopez who got the takeaway. One's almost taken away there by the Archers. Codan racing after it. It was Betancourt who got the loose ball. Go back across midfield, headed the other way before it even gets to midfield. Betancourt able to chase after it. Stavridis down the field. Redirected out of the box by Southside. Little slide tackle there and a takeaway. And apparently that ball went out. A late call, though. Carson Tanner was out running with it. About, I'd say, 8 yards away from the line. They get this one up the field, redirected the other way. There's perhaps a chance for Southside. Nope. It's going to be scooped up by Vandentop. Here's Lopez. That one's cleared out, and it goes out of bounds. A quick throw in. Ball gets loose, and on the play, Edgar Magana goes down. And they're going to get a foul call on Homestead, perhaps another free kick, and it was on the free kick where Southside scored the go-ahead goal. And check that, that's not Magana, that's actually Sarki Hito. The shot on its way, and it's wide. That almost made it a two-score game in Southside's favor, but we remain at 2-1. That one was almost taken away. And a good job by Diego Vasquez as he goes for the takeaway, but now here comes Homestead down the field. Betancourt has the ball. Has a defender on him, though. Makes a move to the inside. Into the box, but that's knocked away. Chance for Homestead. Shot all off the post. Redirected and no good. A couple of chances for Homestead. One goes off the post. The other through the upright, which would have been good in football, but not in soccer. Or some might say the other football. In many countries, they do refer to soccer, of course, as football. Not just in England. Header there by the Spartans. Codan going after it. He races down the sideline, keeps it in play. And that ball will go out of bounds. This is going to be a goal kick. Redirected out of bounds by Southside, and the throw-in coming up for Homestead. Luke Shepard will put it in play. Shepard gets it in. And now Betancourt gets knocked down from behind. I think that was Vasquez who knocked him down, so that's the reason for the whistle. And Homestead's going to get a free kick out of that. Joe Hufford will put it in play, just barely inside midfield. He sends it into the box. A chance at it. Homestead clears it. Up in the air, that shot goes, and it's going to come down behind the net. A long kick. That one's going to go across midfield. Goes off the head of a defender. Vanden Top clears it out and sends it out of play. 25 minutes left to go in regulation. A 2-1 lead for Southside. Nico Lopez scored the go-ahead goal for the Archers, and he scored it on a free kick. Here's a shot toward the net. Oh, but a diving save by Vanden Top. And Vanden Top sends it across midfield. A little backwards header, and there's Carter Vanstone, who initially came up with it. He's still got it, pushing through traffic, sends it into the box, and a sliding save by Hyder Carranza. Looked for a moment as though Carter Vanstone may be about to put that one in the net. Now Southside coming back the other way, but this ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Southside on the throw-in, and Co Dan will put it in play. Check that. He'll set it down, and he'll let Vasquez put it in play. His throw-in gets deflected. And that goes out of bounds, and a throw-in coming up again for Southside. Vasquez will take this one as well. Cleared out by Homestead. And that was almost overrun by Eduardo Vasquez, and now Vasquez chases down the loose ball. And it's cleared back to the sideline. Down the sideline they go, and that's Vanstone. Vanstone. Deflected, going for the header, and it's headed away from the net. I think that was Maldonado who knocked that one away. Check that, that's Vasquez. Diego Vasquez knocks it away, the senior. And we're going to get a throw in for Homestead. Betancourt will put it in play. Betancourt keeps it in play. And it's cleared out. A long distance shot dialed up, and the redirect doesn't go. Carson Tanner was going for his second goal of the game. Header across midfield. Betancourt almost had it taken away. And a header goes right back across midfield. Lopez going after the ball. Kept in play by Homestead. Across midfield, deflected by Betancourt. Betancourt chasing it down. Keeps it in play. And no whistle, I don't hear one. It looked like Magana knocked him down. But they let him play on. Shot to the box. Right at Carranza. Lopez might let this one go, and he does. And they blow the whistle as soon as he puts it in play. 20 minutes, 19 seconds on the clock. Lopez sends it up the field. That goes out of bounds. They get it across midfield. Homestead has a chance. That's going to be knocked out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for the Spartans. Knocked away along the box by Leonardo Delcid. And this one goes out of bounds, and a corner kick coming for the Spartans. We've got 19 minutes left to play in regulation. Southside with a 2-1 lead. Looking for a header. They get one, but it goes out wide of the net. Sent toward midfield, and we have a Southside player go down, and I think we got a whistle there. Check that, just a throw-in for the Spartans. Over to Betancourt. Betancourt slows down. Into the box, looking for Vanstone, and Vanstone is going to be called for offsides. Redirected by Southside, and they look to get a scoring opportunity here. Homestead's possessed the ball pretty frequently on the Southside side of the field, even though Southside's got the lead. Codan knocked that one out of bounds. And that'll go out of bounds. Put in play by Shepard. Gets it over to Ansbach. Spartans again push it across midfield. Have another chance. Carranza's going to go after this one, and he scoops it up. That's scooped up by Vandentop on the other side. High boot by Vandentop. Does get it across midfield. Little shoulder nudge there by Magana. And that's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a throw-in for Southside. .16:22 and counting to play in regulation. Betancourt was about to throw it in, but that ball went off of Homestead, so it's Southside's throw-in. He too to throw it in. That's redirected across midfield. Dan gets it up to Magana. Looking for Codan up the field, and that's knocked away toward the sideline and out of bounds. I think it's going to be a Southside throw in here. They get it in play. And whistles blow. Not sure what the call was. I didn't see anybody offsides there. Homestead works it up the field. Looking for Vanstone. It goes beyond his reach. And a little header there by Hufford. Redirected the other way by the Spartans. Scooped up by Vandentop in the box. Over to Betancourt. Betancourt sends it across midfield. It's redirected by Betancourt. Redirected a number of different ways, in fact. That was close to being a handball. Into the box. Maybe a chance here. Vandentop slides and saves it. Heck of a sliding save there by August Vandentop. And it remains a 2-1 lead for the Archers with 14:07 to go in regulation. These teams are both coming off of shootout wins, with Southside knocking off the host Columbia City in a shootout, and of course Homestead knocking off Huntington North in a shootout. This ball goes out of bounds, and we'll see who touched it last. Both players were near the ball, and looks like it's going to be Southside's throw-in. Vandentop kicks it back out of the box. This ball's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Southside ball. This ball's knocked out of bounds along the end line. Cleared out on the goal kick by Southside. That goes off the foot of Hufford. Hufford comes up with the ball, sends it near the box. Perhaps a chance here for Homestead. Stavridis feeds it backwards to Betancourt. Betancourt has it taken away. And a whistle will blow. Codan got the takeaway, and they might have gotten Betancourt for a foul there. So it's going to be a free kick for the Archers. Across midfield they go. Stavridis keeps it in play back to Hufford. Stavridis going after it. It's Codan who comes up with the ball. And it's going to be Vandentop who comes out to snag it. Stavridis sends it up the field. Cleared back the other way by Vasquez. Header back the other way. And that's kicked out of bounds by Southside. I think that was Vasquez who knocked it out. It's going to be a throw-in for Homestead. That's Shepard who put it in play. Redirected back across midfield. That's going to stay in for now. And they send it back to Vandentop. Southside trying to add to their lead, but they work the ball the other way. And here comes Vasquez down the sideline. Keeps it in play, makes a move, and that's going to go out of bounds, and a goal kick coming up for Homestead. Whistles will blow. And it looks like we've got an injury. Can't tell what the number is. That might be Dan. He's going to be helped off by the trainer. And you got a sub in for him. And it's going to be a goal kick for Homestead. 9:14 to go. They get it across the field to Stavridis. Stavridis has it deflected. That might be a trip. No whistle. They're going to play on. And slowly getting up is Solomon Nino. Well, Nino's on his feet now. He was on the ground for quite some time. And are we going to get a free kick here for the Archers? Looked like Nino might have been tripped. Now the trainer comes out to him. It looks like Nino's headed off the field. And Nino just went tumbling there. That's nearly taken away. Sent back the other way, back to Hufford. Hufford, header the other way. And now Southside will come back the other way. They may have a chance here. That was Edgar Magana racing towards it, but Homestead takes over. Back across midfield they go. And there's a takeaway by number 21, Nico Stavridis. And back down the floor comes Luke Shepard. As it knocked away, Shepard trying to stay with it. That's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Shepard to throw it in for the Spartans. Some subs will come into the game for both teams. They put it in play. Betancourt through traffic. And he has the ball kicked away from him. Over to Shepard. Worked back across midfield. Lopez going after it. Spartans get this one across the timeline. They got a chance, but it's cleared out. Actually went all the way off that building and bounced back onto the field. Quick throw in, and there's a whistle. We got 6:49 to go in regulation. A 2-1 lead for Southside. They have the only goal of the second half. It was Nico Lopez who scored the goal. He's once again the leading goal scorer on the season for Southside with 8. That's cleared out by Southside. Here's Shepard, the shot for the tie off the post. Still a chance, and that's a goal. And this game is tied at 2. It might have been Shepard. Either Shepard or perhaps Ian Smith, number 14. But either way, it is a tie game. Homestead comes up with a huge goal with 6:21 to play. Could we be headed to overtime? These two teams have gone past overtime in their last couple of games. Went all the way to shootouts. Southside beating Columbia City and Homestead beating Huntington North. This ball's going to go out of bounds. And that could have easily been a foul. Looked like a player got shoved down to the ground. They don't call it a foul. It's just going to be a goal kick. Here's Shepard with the ball. Feeds it over. They work it across the field to Stavridis. Shepard sends it down the field. And it's scooped up and saved by Carranza. Vanstone was racing towards that one. That one goes past Ian Smith. Redirected the other way. And it's cleared out by the Spartans. It's going to be a throw-in, though, for the Archers. They get it in play. Battle for the ball. Codan almost came up with it. A high kick in the box, and leaping to get the save is Vandentop. Had to leap and then steal it away. Header that goes out of bounds, and Homestead will get the throw in. Vanstone will put it in play. Work it over to Tanner. Tanner with a backwards pass to Betancourt. His shot goes wide. .4:12 and counting to play in regulation. Nino Lopez got the go-ahead goal for Southside early in this half. Then I believe it was Ian Smith who scored the game-tying goal. And Homestead sends that one back the other way, redirected by Southside. Hufford trying to chase it down. Splitting defenders, meanwhile, and then going tumbling to the ground. I believe that was Sarki Hito. And it's going to be Vasquez to put it in play for the Archers. He gets it to Hito. And that's going to bounce out of bounds. Vasquez the throw-in. A header by Betancourt, and the whistle will blow. Headed out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for Homestead. Tanner puts it in play. Vasquez chases it down, and this one goes out of bounds. And another throw-in for the Spartans. This will be Betancourt to put it in play. The whistles will blow again. We do have an injured player down next to the goal, so we will take a quick break. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
Well, that is Vasquez who's being helped off the field. Coming out of this very brief injury timeout. Vasquez luckily is able to walk under his own power for the most part, but getting a little bit of help from the trainer as well. And they put it back in play. That was Shepard who threw it in. It was redirected for a moment. Now it is redirected by Southside, and that's going to go out of bounds. Shepard with a backwards throw in. Gets it to Hufford, and Hufford sends it toward the box, cleared out of there. Here's Nino. He gets tripped up, and there's going to be a whistle. Only question is, who's it going to be on? Hufford and Nino, or was that Shepard, I beg your pardon? Luke Shepard who collided with Nino. But it is going to be a free kick for Southside. They're going to get Shepard for that one. Cross midfield looking for Betancourt. Betancourt chases it down, trying to make his move. Sends it backwards. Up in the air. And a bit of a jumping save there by Carranza. Carranza throws it out. Kept in play for the time being. It's cleared out by the Spartans. Betancourt looked like it was about to throw it in. Instead, flips it back to Shepard. Header back the other way. Shepard trying to go for the takeaway. Codan keeps it from him. We're inside the final minute of play. We could well be staring overtime right in the face. Unless Homestead or Southside gets a goal in these next 32 seconds and counting. A shot towards the net, and that's going to go wide. Carranza will save that one. And he sends it the other way. Redirected on the header. Homestead comes up with it, down to 9 seconds. Cleared out by Southside. Down to 3 seconds, and we are going to overtime. A tie game at the end of regulation at 2 apiece. 1 goal for Homestead and 1 goal for Southside. Well, we will be back for the start of overtime after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
We will play overtime here at Columbia City. Homestead and Southside tied at 2 apiece. We'll show you the 2 goals that took place here in the second period. Here's the first one. This came on a free kick. Nino Lopez takes the shot and puts it right into that top right corner. Heck of a shot by Nino Lopez. And that gave Southside their first and so far only lead of the game. But it was late in the first half, or rather second half, when Homestead was able to answer. Shepard's shot was tipped and deflected off the crossbar, but the redirect from Noah Smith, I said earlier I thought it was Ian Smith, it was actually Noah Smith, number 10, who knocked it in the end, and Homestead ties the game with that goal, and with that we have overtime very well on its way. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes with specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injury. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Tied at 2, overtime on its way. We'll be right back for overtime after this break.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
We are just about ready to start overtime here at Columbia City High School. Homestead and Southside tied at 2 apiece going into the extra period. They'll play 2 7-minute overtimes, or at least 1 7-minute overtime. If it's tied after this overtime, they'll go to a second overtime. If it's tied after that overtime, they will go to a shootout. Both of these teams have played in shootouts in each of their last game respectively, with Southside defeating the host Columbia City Eagles in a shootout, and Homestead defeating Huntington North in a shootout. The shot towards the net, knocked away by Carranza. Deflected out of there by Southside. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Spartans. Put in play by Shepard, looking for Betancourt. Deflected, that one goes off of Stavridis. And this will be a throw-in for the Archers. We're just about a minute into the overtime. That one goes off the back foot of Codan. He had a goal earlier in this game, had the first goal of the game for Southside. Now perhaps a chance for the Archers, but this is going to be an easy scoop and save for August Vandentop, and he will boot it across midfield. Betancourt took one off his face. He sends this one into the box. Carranza is there, and he'll scoop that one up. Header back across midfield. Taken away there by Hufford. And Betancourt gets tripped. Looked like he was in the box. This may be a direct kick. And are we going to have some? Nope, doesn't look like any cards issued at this point. There haven't been any yellow cards, certainly no red cards in either of the games. And yes, it is going to be a direct kick. So Homestead will have a chance to win it on the direct kick. Now that's Joe Hufford, who was walking toward the spot where he would kick it, and now he is going to set up to kick it. Joe Hufford on to attempt the direct kick for the win. It is sudden death overtime in high school soccer. First goal wins it. Hufford's shot is in. It's a goal. Homestead wins it. The direct kick lifts Homestead into regionals. Joe Hufford, the game winner. And again, it was a direct kick, a penalty in the box. And check that, I beg your pardon, not overtime, or not sudden death. They're going to keep on playing. But if Homestead holds this lead, then it'll be over. Southside will still have the 4.5 minutes to go. That ball will go out of play. Southside has 4 minutes to try and even this game up. Otherwise, Homestead will indeed be going to Kokomo. And that ball will go out of bounds. Throw in by the Spartans. Southside was about to take over. There's a free kick coming for the Archers. That appeared to be outside the box. But it will be a free kick for Southside. They have already scored on a free kick tonight. Nico Lopez made that possible. And I think that's Lopez. It is Lopez who's going to take the kick from just outside the box. Down to 3:03 and counting. This to even things up in the first overtime. The shot is low. It runs right into the wall of defenders. And here's Lopez with another try. That one goes off the post. It's still loose. Redirected the goalies out of the box, but it's cleared out by Homestead. Vandentop left the box to knock the shot away. And Southside had an opportunity there to tie the game. And now here's a chance for Homestead. It's Vanstone with the ball. Vanstone with the cross. Gets it behind the defender to Tanner. Gets away from Tanner. And now Southside looking to take it the other way as Dan lets it go out of bounds. Inbound to Betancourt. Sends it just up the box. Now that'll just run a little bit more time off the clock. But if you're Homestead, get an opportunity, you'd also like to pad this lead just a little bit. Stavridis sends it up the field. That's taken away. Another takeaway, this time by Tanner. And this will go out of bounds. And the benefit for Homestead is not only do you get the possession here, a little bit more time will tick off the clock. That goes beyond the reach of Caden Cassidy. And the save by Carranza. Back the other way comes Homestead. That'll go out of bounds. We are inside the final minute of play. Southside needs to score here, otherwise this game will be over, and Homestead will be headed off to regionals at Kokomo. And this is going to be a free kick. And one of the benefits here again is Homestead can allow some time to tick off the clock before the kick, but now they send it in play. Southside's got to hurry. Homestead, right now they're trying to get control of the ball and milk some more time off the clock. The shot towards the net, Carranza saves it. Down to 14 seconds. Got to hustle. Only 9 seconds on the clock. If Southside doesn't score, this game's over. They do get it across midfield, and that's going to be the end of the ball game. Again, my apologies for earlier. Now it is a final. Homestead wins it 3-2, and we will show you the final goal of this game before we head off and sign off for the evening. This was the free kick that essentially won the game for Homestead, though not necessarily the game winner right away. As Joe Hufford put it in the left corner, the far left corner, and sent Carranza diving to his left, which was to Hufford's right. And with that, the Homestead Spartans are your winner. 3-2. They are headed I beg your pardon. They'll play a second overtime. There's a throw in by Southside. And a chance for Southside. And we get a whistle blown here. And it's going to be Homestead ball. And my apologies, folks. second overtime here. Homestead with the lead, 3-2. Southside, if they can score one goal, they can at the very least force a shootout. Feed it up ahead, a chance for Homestead. Across, a dive, and a save. A move to the inside. A couple players looked like they got tangled up there, and Homestead clears it. Betancourt feeds it back over to Hufford. A shot into the box, and that's going to be scooped up again. And that's going to go out of bounds, I think. Nope, kept in play by the Spartans. Close to the box. And Homestead keeps possession. Nice move to the outside. That's Ian Smith. And Smith kind of playing keep away, it looks like. Check that. That's Noah Smith, who had the goal in the second period for the Spartans. That made it a tie game at 2 apiece. And I think we're going to get a corner kick here for the Spartans. Less than 4 minutes to play. The shot curling toward the net and headed out of there. Another shot off the redirect. That's going to go wide. Back the other way comes Southside. And a whistle will blow. That was Sarki Hito who came across midfield. Kicked up in the air. And they send it back across midfield. That's redirected toward the sideline by Vandentop. And it's going to be a throw-in for Southside. They've got a chance to even up the score. Hito to put it in play. And that one gets through. Vasquez tried to get it, but it went past him. Hito sends it up the field. Perhaps a chance for Southside, but the ball's taken away and cleared out. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. This ball's headed toward the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch, it looked like, by Southside. Now we're inside 2 minutes to play, and if Southside ties this game up, we'll go to a shootout. These two teams have played in shootouts in each of their respective last games. Homestead beating Huntington North in a shootout. Southside, they want a shootout against Columbia City. That shot is saved. That would have tied the game. But Vandentop is able to save it. We approach the final minute of play. Southside still with a chance. They even this up. We go to a shootout. Deflected up in the air. A header back out of there by Stavridis. Another chance for Southside. A backwards kick and sent back the other way by Ansbach. Throw in for the Spartans. And they come back the other way. A chance for the Spartans. This is Smith. He's already scored one goal today, but he's going to let some time run off the clock. And it's taken away by Southside. Just 21 seconds to go. Redirected by the Spartans. That was Carson Tanner, and now 13 seconds on the clock. And this one's going to go out of bounds. And now time starting to tick off, and Homestead is going to celebrate a sectional championship. So Homestead will go on to Kokomo. Now we can officially say the Homestead Spartans have won over the Southside Archers 3-2. An overtime victory for Homestead. Had a feeling this was going to be a hard-fought game after the fact that both of these teams won in shootouts in their respective last games. Homestead beating Huntington North, Southside beating Columbia City. But Homestead wins this one in overtime, 3-2 your final over Southside. Be right back in 30 seconds to wrap things up here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Back here at Columbia City High School, Homestead defeats Southside. The final score is 3-2. And Homestead will move on to play Kokomo in the regional final. In the regional tournament. Whether they get to the finals or not remains to be seen. But Homestead is your winner, 3-2 over Southside. And again, they will move on to regionals at Kokomo. Hard-fought game this was, goes into overtime, and Homestead comes up with the win, 3-2. Well, that's going to do it here from Columbia City High School. Homestead, your winner, 3-2 over Southside. For everyone here, including Hunter Sossenheimer, my camera operator, this is Thad Goff saying so long from SummitCitySports.com. You've been watching Sectional Final Soccer here on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
That's what we said.